Hello everyone and welcome back to the Drive Guide, and today I got my good friend Joe with me.
Hello.
Joe, it's an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for having me along.
And it's a pleasure to have you in this, the 2019 Ram 1500 Limited. Now, you're a Ram guy.
I sure am.
But this isn't your trim of choice.
No, but there are so many different trims in these trucks. It's nice because you can customize them. So, mine is still a limited, but it'll be the limited Longhorn, so it's a little more country.
Okay, so for this generation, the way that it has its spec with trims, we've got 7 of them. It goes from Tradesman to Bighorn to Sport to Rebel to Laramie Longhorn, and then Limited.
Got rid of the Outdoorsman entirely.
Yeah, that one's no longer around.
Dang it.
And do you actually know that they're keeping the old generation Ram as like the Ram Classic alongside this?
I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, because like the most basic configuration of this truck, you'll still have some amenities, but it is a work truck.
Yeah.
And then with the Ram Classic, they're hoping to make that even more bare bones, like something to be thrown around and beaten up beyond belief. But we are in the Limited, we're in the top trim, and we have absolutely everything, but a fair few of the things that you see are still optional extras. So I'll tell you the standard equipment that we have. We have the standard safety features. We've got the 12-inch touchscreen here.
That's standard?
This is standard here, yeah. And then we also have the heated and ventilated front seats, and then the rear seats are heated. But additional options is this sunroof you see above us. I failed to mention as well, the air suspension is standard for this truck as well. Yes. You'll have the trailer assist systems. We've got a few new things in here. But really, you're looking at the best this Ram truck can be.
Yeah.
So what's your first impressions?
First impressions, I've seen this car at the auto show already.
Okay, yeah.
But I do love it, and it's just really subtly classic and stylish, but yet still a truck. So it's not like, it's not over the top like this is a Rolls Royce. It's still a truck, but it's still very much luxury. Like this, I probably wouldn't use it as an everyday toy hauler or like a work truck on a farm or anything like that.
Yeah,
very comfortable, very, very nice trims though.
This is Rams have always been known for their class above interiors and superior ride quality. This isn't a luxury sedan, but it's getting close to it.
It's getting really close, and it's almost pushing Escalade class design, I guess, and desire, or marketplace, if you will, because the people who buy an Escalade are looking for a luxury large vehicle, and this is the same thing, but then it's got the bed in the back, and you can do stuff with that. So you can still use it as a truck, which I love. And I've always loved their Limited line. I mean, it's really quite pretty. I love the fact that this is like
embroidered there.
Well, it's embroidered, but I love this color. It's like a bronze or something.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting how you mentioned the Escalade, because of course this is an all-new platform, and in time we'll probably eventually see the Durango based on this. Yes. This is something that Ram couldn't get wrong, and I genuinely think there are no significant issues with this vehicle. There's like 2 or 3 little niggles, and they're nitpicks. But from stepping in, just first impressions, looking on the outside, is there anything that you don't like right away? The
only thing that I find really controversial, and I think it's growing on me, because obviously I've been looking at these trucks for a while, but is the outside design of the front. It's beautiful. I think it looks really cool, but it almost looks Chevy Ford-esque, and it's not maybe enough Ram.
So are you thinking like how for this generation they've completely got rid of the crosshair grille, which has been a staple for years and years and years?
And then even, the headlights itself, they're the kind of the eyes of the vehicle, and they've changed a lot. They're a lot more smoothed down. They're a lot more, they look a little bit more high tech, which is fine, but it's just something to get used to, I guess. I have to say it looks really nice. It's just something completely different.
Well, something that I've noticed, and I really don't know if this was their intention, because I can't find anything in press material advertisement, but that chrome strip that goes above the light and the grille, to me, looks like the Ram horns. Like when we get out and you look at it, it looks like it kind of crests in the center, and instead of it going down, it goes out. That's what I see. I mean, I like how this truck looks because it is very smooth and rounded.
Yes, yeah. It's not so much of the aggressive bulkiness. I think that's maybe what it is. It's like the older trucks, I think, look a little bit more muscular. This truck looks a little bit more like it's trying to be a little bit more car-like.
Okay.
Not so much, doesn't have the beefiness that I maybe like from the other trucks, but also I could definitely get used to this. Like, it still looks really nice. It's just different.
It's just different. Well, I mean, one of the things that, like I said, with all the new technology, the new safety equipment, and all the things that are available, one of the staples is the air suspension, which has always been a Ram exclusive thing.
Yep.
And this is interesting because it has 5 modes dedicated to it. So you have the entry-exit mode, which makes it easier to get in and out of.
Yep.
You have an aero mode, which is what you'll be driving in about most of the time. This lowers the car or the truck ever so slightly to make it more aerodynamically efficient on the highway.
Yeah.
And we have the 5.7 litre Hemi.
Yeah.
Is that what you have as well?
What I have.
Yeah. This one has the fuel saving mode, and it's interesting because when you're coasting along or you're maybe coming to a stop, it cuts off half of the cylinders, becomes a 4-cylinder engine.
Yeah.
What they did in this truck to help negate some of that harsh vibration from only half the engine working is they've attached these actuators to the frame, and what it basically does is send a negative vibration and it cancels out this.
I think they've had that on, I mean, my truck also has that fuel saving mode. It only works up to like 110, maybe 120, depending on how your engine's running.
Okay.
Anything above that, it no longer kicks in.
Right.
But those anti-vibration things are on my truck as well, and they're on a lot of the other ones. But yeah, they're really neat. It does help a lot with the stabilization.
Yeah.
You would otherwise have a crazy bumpy ride.
And I mean, we've been going about 100 kilometers down this road for the majority of our drive, and this is how noisy or not as quiet.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, again, it's not like an S-Class. It's not like that Lexus LS that I had a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But it's not far off.
No, it's gorgeous. I mean, one of the things that I always get a comment on my truck, and it's very similar in this one, is it rides so smooth. I mean, I put large tires on it, so they're a little bit more bumpy, but like with the traditional wheels, it is such a comfortable truck to drive. You want to sit in here all day. Like I want to sit in here all day. This is gorgeous in here.
And these are the biggest wheels you can get on the Ram, the 22s.
Yeah.
So imagine the 20-inch. Yeah, the 20 inches would be even more comfortable.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts regarding this big talking point here, this screen? What do you think of it?
So you were saying is this standard on all the new Ram with the new body style, or is it just on the Limited?
No, so you have 3 different screens available. You've got a 5-inch, an 8.4, and then the 12.
Okay, so
on, I think from the Sport up, it's an optional extra, so you'd have to pay more for it. But with the Limited, this is the only size of screen you can get.
Is this the same size as a Pacifica one, or is this bigger?
Oh, this is much bigger.
It's bigger, but it's the same platform, and I like. It's very responsive. It's very sleek. It's the new age of cars. I mean, everything's going to have this giant iPad in it, if you will. And when it works, really nice. I mean, you used to get them where you'd touch it and it'd take 5 minutes for it to register that you wanted to go to the navigation. But these are so high-tech. They're so simple. When you know how to use it and you can do everything on them, it cleans everything up and it allows you to have a lot more like customization almost. So you can change what the screen looks like. Yeah. I think it looks wonderful. It's really sleek. It goes with the black interior. Like it cleans it all up very nicely. It gets rid of a lot of the almost like added in pieces of plastic just to fill up the space. Yeah, I mean, this is the only piece of black plastic you can really find in a car, and that's something I don't like because it can easily get scratched and mangled, but this is very, very reasonable. And the Uconnect system is great because it is responsive. I'm so pleased with them. You know what, one of the best things about this screen specifically, when you're talking about customization, is how you can fiddle where things are. So you can change around having the comfort, climate settings up here. If you wanted that up there, you can. Or you can make it something totally different, or make it a full screen. Very cool. It is a shame that there aren't dedicated buttons to the heated steering wheel and heated seats, that kind of stuff. But it's as simple as, you know, a couple touches here and there, and you're done. One of the favorite things I like to ask people when they get into cars is ask them how much do they think it's worth. Now, you being a Ram guy, I imagine you know exactly what this
retails
I have
for?
a good idea.
You have a good
just,
idea?
Just for everybody watching at home, I'm a little bit biased because I used to work for Chrysler as a mechanic, but I'm thinking it's going to be about $70,000 to $80,000, depending on. I mean, you've got everything in here, so you might be looking closer to the $80,000 mark.
So the starting price of the Limited is $68,000, but this exact model is $78,000.
78. Okay.
Yeah, so like this, that was the optional extra. We've got the bigger wheels. This one, yeah, that's like
Because
a
this is new too.
$1,800.
They didn't have these on the other Limited.
Yeah.
These giant sunscreen.
I'm spoiled in the way that all the other trucks I've reviewed have had this, so it isn't as special to me as perhaps it should be.
Yeah.
But that is
It's
the
really
joy
nice.
of being in this job.
Well, and those are the things that they're adding. I mean, if you look at all manufacturers, everyone's adding these bigger screens, and they're adding sunroofs, and they're adding
Safety
nicer
tech.
interiors and safety technology.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see that we're all starting to update. There was a time there where I felt like we were kind of all stuck in what the vehicles were doing. They're just kind of keeping them the same, and it's nice to see the big update. So
Yeah.
it looks really gorgeous.
So is there any kind of final thoughts you have in regards to the interior, the exterior?
Final thoughts? I don't know. All I'd say is I'd love to buy it, but it's not quite in my price range yet.
That's fair enough.
One day, I'd like to do this, and I'd like to have the 3500. I'm a big Ram fan. I definitely love what they're doing. Compared to the other brands, I would say they are doing a lot of things very well.
Well, I'm sure it's not going to take them too long to release, the 2500, the 3500.
Yeah, and I'm very excited to see that. So I'm very excited to see what they do with those designs and how they just continue to step up their game. It's one of the things that I really like about them.
If you were at the price point, if you had that cash in your pocket to go out and buy a new generation, do you feel like you are getting into a brand new truck? Like you feel like
Absolutely.
you're getting the upgrade?
Absolutely. Like if I had the money to buy, I mean, I have the Outdoorsman right now, and I love it. It's great. There are a few things that I wish that I did get. I wish I had a full crew cab.
Yeah.
They call it a quad cab or crew cab?
It's a crew cab just for the
cab.
Limited. Yeah, the quad cab's a little shorter.
And I wish that I like the console, but then I have the bench seat, so it's sometimes nice to have extra people. It's a little bit of a toss-up between what I wanted. But absolutely, to answer your question from before, I would love to buy a newer version because it would feel like a totally brand new truck. It would be, I mean, the engine's the same, the powertrain is pretty much the same. It's still the 8-speed in it, right?
Yeah, still 8-speed.
So I would more than happy to be taking the upgrade inside because it's gorgeous. I mean, it's finished so nicely. The one thing that I would do is change. I have the Outdoorsman. It's great, but it's got a lot of hard plastics, and I like the leathers and stuff that go on in here.
Yeah.
And I think the Longhorn is just really, it's my truck.
Yeah.
If I could have a truck, that'd be the one I would go for. So a different truck anyway.
Okay. Well, Joe, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again. And if you want to see the full review to this brand new Ram Limited, be sure to click the I button just above. And thanks so much for watching.
And if you guys haven't yet, you better subscribe to this guy. He does some good work.
Oh, what a genuine... Oh, you're such a nice man. Thank you so much.